Ever felt like you were called to do something big, but fear just paralyzed you? Like you weren't good enough, smart enough, or brave enough? You're not alone. One of the greatest leaders in history, Moses, felt the exact same way. His story is a powerful reminder that with God's help, we can conquer our deepest fears. Let's rewind a bit. We find Moses, a shepherd in Midian, living a quiet, unassuming life. He'd fled Egypt after a terrible mistake and had been in hiding for 40 years. Then, one day, something extraordinary happens. As Moses gets closer, God speaks to him from the flames, giving him a massive, life-altering mission: go back to Egypt and free the Israelites from slavery. Now, imagine hearing that. It sounds impossible, right? Moses thought so too. His response wasn't a confident yes, Lord. It was a cascade of fear and self-doubt. His first objection was, who am I to do this? He felt completely inadequate, a former fugitive, a simple shepherd, facing the most powerful ruler on earth, the Pharaoh. He felt like a nobody. But God's answer is profound. He doesn't say, Moses, you're amazing. He says, I will be with you. God's promise wasn't about Moses' ability, but about his own presence. It's a game changer. Our adequacy doesn't come from who we are, but from who is with us. Moses wasn't convinced. He came back with another fear-based question. What if they ask who sent me? What's your name? He was afraid of not being taken seriously, of not having the right credentials. God's response is one of the most famous in the Bible. I am who I am. This wasn't just a name. It was a declaration of his eternal, all-sufficient, and self-existent nature. God was telling Moses, I am everything you will ever need. I am your authority, your power, your wisdom. When we step out in faith, we don't go with our own limited resources. We go with the backing of the great I am. But Moses' fear was persistent. He then said, what if they don't believe me or listen to me? He was afraid of failure and rejection. This is a fear we can all relate to, right? The fear of putting ourselves out there and being dismissed. So God gives him 3 specific signs. His staff turns into a snake and back. His hand becomes leprous and then is healed. And he's told he can turn water from the Nile into blood. These weren't random magic tricks. They were tangible proofs of God's power, designed to build Moses' faith and provide evidence to the Israelites. God doesn't just tell us not to be afraid. He often gives us tangible evidence of his power and faithfulness in our lives. Even after all this, Moses brings up his biggest insecurity. I am not eloquent. I am slow of speech and tongue. He felt he wasn't a good public speaker. He was afraid his personal weakness would derail the entire mission. He was focusing on what he couldn't do. And God's response is so powerful. He asks, who gave human beings their mouths? Who makes them deaf or mute? Who gives them sight or makes them blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go. I will help you speak and will teach you what to say. God reminds Moses that he is the creator of our abilities and our weaknesses. He doesn't call the equipped. He equips the called. He promises to work through our limitations and even use them for his glory. Finally, after all these reassurances, Moses just blurts out, pardon your servant. Lord, please send someone else. This is the core of it all, pure, raw fear. He was just too scared. And God, in his grace, doesn't give up on him. He understands. While his anger is kindled, his solution is one of compassion. He provides a helper, Moses' own brother, Aaron, who is a good speaker. God didn't replace Moses, but he gave him a partner. This shows us that God understands our humanity. He knows we need community and support, and he often provides people to walk alongside us in our journey. So what's the takeaway for us? Moses' story teaches us that it's okay to be afraid, but it's not okay to let fear have the final say. When you feel inadequate, remember God's promise. I will be with you. When you feel you lack authority, remember he is the great I am. When you fear failure, look for the signs of his faithfulness he's already shown you. When you're focused on your weaknesses, remember he is your strength. And when you just feel too overwhelmed, ask for help and trust that he will provide the support you need. Your calling isn't about your ability, it's about your availability and your trust in the one who calls you. Thanks for watching. If this message resonated with you, please give it a like and subscribe for more content that inspires and uplifts. See you next time.